What's going on, people? You already know what it is. It's your boy Tunchi, this Y.B.E.T.V. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most avoidable expenses that you could kind of avoid it somewhat, but not altogether. So I'm gonna give you some game on it. Sorry, I was just doing the stuff with the trailer, so I'm a little bit out of breath. Now, one of the biggest expenses that you're gonna incur as an owner operator is fuel. Can't do nothing about that. And tires. Well, you can't do a lot about fuel, but this ain't the vlog for that. And tires. Now, a lot of you guys are probably like, how you gonna avoid that? Now, the average tire cost on a tractor is about, for steers, can run between $400 and $600. Like, you're gonna have to get you some good steers, definitely, because you know those steers. And if one of those pop while you're going, there's nothing else to back you up, and it could end up taking you off the road. And your drive tires. Now, your drive tires is not a lot you could do about that, as far as like you know, or any tire from popping or things like that, because things happen sometimes. But what you can do to lower your costs and to not to totally ensure that that it's not gonna pop, but it will lower the chances of your tire popping. Number one, try your best to get virgin tires. Virgin tires are best, you know. But what I get is I get the Chinese tire. I get this tire called Neoterra, Neoterra, and I pay like $200 a pop for them, baby, $225, and they Chinese tires. They're virgin. So far, so good. I've had them on for months. And you can actually do some nice recaps, pumps, P-O-M-P-S. They sell recaps, and you could get them for about $200, $225 a piece as well. And they have good tire tread, and they go through, they actually go through a process. That's the word I'm looking for. This process that they told me about, where they heat the tire up before they're recapping it, and they make sure they heat it up. They make sure they test it. It's gotta only be so old. The version can only be so old. And they test it, and they will reject your recap. So if you bring in, let's just say you had some virgin tires, you ran them down, and you bring them in and say, hey, I want these recap, and they gonna send it out, and they gonna get it tested. It's gonna get heated, I guess shocked, I don't know, wet, all types of stuff that they was telling me that they do, and they'll reject the tire if it's not great. Now, I took some tires there, and I'm like, okay, well, these tires right here, recap them. Needless to say, they failed. So it was a bad thing, but it kind of made me smile. Like, them was some decent looking tires, and y'all failed them. It was like, no, we can't use them. They too old, and they didn't pass the test. I'm like, on the other hand, I'm like, okay, how much you guys recaps? You know, so they like, well, this, and this, our recaps is this much, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me get 4 of those. So I've been running 4 recaps on my front. They were brand new recaps, and 4 virgin Chinese tires on my back. Now, so far, it's been some months, and I've noticed 0 wear. Like, it's really not wearing down fast. Now, what I will say is this. One of the biggest keys, before I get out of here, this is going to be a short one. One of the biggest keys to keeping your tires in good condition is airing them up and making sure that you are checking the sidewall to see what's the exact amount of air you need in there, which is measured by PSI, pounds per square inch, I guess. And you use one of these. Normally, it should be about right here, which is about 105. Normally, tires be about 105, 110, somewhere there, maybe 100, 105, 110, give or take. Now, when you taking them and you go in and you've been riding for a while and you get it tested, or you test it, of course your air pressure is gonna go up because your tires heat up, and when they cool, they go down to the right size. Now, this is one of my biggest perks that I really love, is going to the Loves. They have the tire pass, and if you have this, I am a fan of Loves. I only use Loves. I'm the guy that whatever route I'm on, I'm trying to seek out the Loves and make that my home. I'm a fan of Loves. Like, I really like their programs. They have the tire pass machine where you can pull into the line. You tell them, hey, tire pass. They send somebody out. They could check your tractor. They could check your trailer, and they will tell you your air pressures. And a lot of the times, like once or maybe twice a year, I think they'll throw a bunch of tire pass credits on your on your car and you just use them. Right now, popped up like some 3-4 months ago, and I had like 16 credits, and I've been doing the tire pass maybe once or twice a week. I just got through doing one today actually, and it showed me that my tread is great. It looks like this. It showed me my tread is great and my tire depth is great. So everything is holding up. I'm loving my my Chinese tires. I'm loving my recaps. Everything is running great. Fuel mileage is great. Tires are great. And last but not least, I found the places in Chicago. I forgot the name of the place, but they actually had recaps. I mean, actual virgin drive tires made by Bridgestone. Made by Bridgestone or Firestone, one of them. I know it was a stone. I don't know if it was a bridge of stones or some stones on fire, but one of the stones, man, it was virgin, and I think I paid under $300 a piece for them. It was like $250 or $275. I'm like, what? Give me 2 of them. So I changed all my tires. It felt great. And I took one of my old recaps that still had a lot of tread, and I put it on the, you know, on the side to say, like, if I get a blowout, I got a tire with a lot of tread depth on it. So I'm good to go. So that's definitely something to look into, something to look forward to. I hope that helps somebody. Make sure you check them tires. It's all about the air pressure, because if you don't, your tire will start to wear weirdly. It'll start to wop. It'll start to wear differently. One tire will wear low. The other tire will be high, and then it will put more pressure on this, which will make this tire run down lower to catch up with this one. That tire will start scraping the ground. It just gives you a whole bunch of problems. So what I say is, I say replace them in twos if you can. Definitely, I would say replace them as twos. If you got one that's going bald and you got one that's full of tread, if you could catch it and match it as much as you can, if you have to rotate them to make a match, do whatever you have to do. But I say if you could get all 8 at the same time and keep them aired up, they will normally wear, you know, they will normally wear evenly. And if not, make sure you, when you get in all these tires, make sure you get a adjustment, you know, get them aligned, and your tires will wear evenly, man. And then you can save expense, because if you go to like Firestone or somewhere like that, they will charge you like $500 a tire. And if you don't want to do the math, let's do it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That's $5,000 for tires all around. So I'm just telling you that I got it for way under 5. I was around 225 to 450. That's 9, 18, plus those 18, plus the other, well, about 450 plus 18. Let's just say 500. So 18 plus the 500, that's $2,300 to change it all. That's way better than 5,000. I ain't had no problems. So I'm totally happy. I'm totally happy with it. I hope I helped you guys out. You already know this your boy Tunchi, and if you don't want to end up in a box, think outside of it. YB.